Hi, my friends. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya at Sidegigcrafts, and I am very, very grateful that you're here today. Thanks for joining me. What in the world are we looking at, you guys? This box. Whoop. Are you anything like me? Do you have scraps for days? Luscious scraps that you're not quite sure what to do with? Oops, those weren't scraps. Just papers galore, misprints, old stuff, torn up stuff. I mean, bits and pieces of all different papers, good papers, ugly papers, things you're not sure of. Well, today we're going to figure out how to use those. We're going to put these to use. This is my magical box, guys, my box of opportunities right here. Some of these aren't scraps. Some of those are digital kits and things that didn't print out right. There's a lot of magic in this box to be had. And if you're wondering where I always draw my papers from, there you go. This is where I grab first because this is the stuff I want to use up. So let's get to using some of this stuff up. I'm going to show you how and tell you what we can do with it. So here's another angle of my desk. This is something I've made with some of those scraps. You guys, we can put them into good use and make some beautiful, useful things out of them. This is a book that I made with copy dyed papers and scraps. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. So I've also make tags out of them. You can make tags, decorate them up, make them beautiful. Again, these are just random pieces of paper. None of them matched. But look at how they turned out. I mean, I'm sorry, I've got my angle different today. Since I put the camera in there, I'll fix it in a minute. Aren't they great? And they all kind of go together because that's how I did them. I decorate them. We can make different things. We can make journal cards out of these. Just put some paper on the back of these. Make more tags, make pockets, make tucks. Aren't they fantastic? This is all from scrap. All of it, every bit of it. This is how, one of the ways I use my scraps. If you've been hanging out with me for any period of time, you know I love to make, what do we call this? We call this collage. We call it collage. And when we put it all on a big piece of paper, we call it a masterboard. And then we cut it up and make stuff out of it. And that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about what we can do with it, make something pretty, and hopefully you'll join me because I've got a project. See you in a minute. All right, you guys, so I reached into my box of magic over there and pulled out some opportunity pieces. Like, look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? We could totally do something fun with this. This is just where I was inking off on some stencils and testing some things. It's beautiful, and I think we could use it. It's actually on a piece of Maggie Holmes paper. We won't look at that side. I love this side. I love this side too, but I love this side. And it's just been sitting there. I've got some of my inky papers from some gel prints. we're not going to use solid papers. You can use solid papers, but I don't want to. And I've got some scrapbook paper there. I've got some coffee dyed paper. These are kind of fun. These are kind of plain, but I'm going to use them because we could, I like to have breaks. We're not going to use glitter. I'm not going to use cardboard. We'll use those. Why not? We'll use the coffee dyed paper. I've got some scrapbook ledger paper. I have some bugs on the back. That's pretty too. I'll probably use that side. Although this is cardstock. Cardstock is a little bit harder to use in the collages because it doesn't, it's a different texture, different weight, so it's kind of harder. This is a little bit cardstockier, but it's not so bad. And I think I love this side, so we're going to use that. No solids. I don't want to use solids. I really don't. We've got that blue. We got that one again. Let's see what we got. It really doesn't matter is what I'm basically saying. Use your scraps. Dark solids are a no-go for me. This one, yeah, let's use that up. Absolutely, please use that up. I hate that paper with a passion. I hate that one. Do not like it at all. It is American Crafts. I think one of the kids got it for a particular, I think for the clown journal, and it made sense, but I do not like that paper, so I'll be happy to use it up. I've got stuff like this that I saved because we can put a picture in it. I'm going to set this to the side. We'll use that after the fact. And then that one is pretty. I love some of these. but they're just pieces, right? So let's use them up. Let's get them out of the box, make the box a little bit smaller. I would love to use a smaller box. I hate having that big old box in my craft room, just because it takes up so much floor space, and I don't really have a way to tuck it away. I love this. I shouldn't use that I should use that for something else. I can reprint this one, so we can use that one up. And then we can use, this one's pretty thick too. I'm going to put that aside. I wasn't thinking when I pulled that out. That one, and then we've got some pink and some offcuts from other things that we can use. And I've got these, and this is what I was thinking about using. So these are, you guys, when I say you can find free paper anywhere, what these are from work. These are actually signage tags. They were sent to us from corporate, and they're big old sheets of signs, and they're perforated, and all the other signs had information on it printed on them, but these were the blank ones at the bottom of the page. And I thought, you know, these are perfect for journaling cards, and they just tear right apart. So we're going to use these up and get them out of my stash today, and we're going to put some we're going to masterboard these. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today, and we're going to make something from them. They're perfect size for journaling cards, recipe cards, anything like that. And I've got all this stuff just hanging out over here. We're going to use some of the scraps that are in that back corner also. You know, I keep a stash there, like strips like my coffee dyed paper. Don't throw these away. We could absolutely use these. They're great, especially in Masterboards. If you've got like a little slice of paper that's showing underneath, you just need something a little something small. These are perfect for that. So we're going to use them. Set those aside because those weren't supposed to be here. So let's get started. Where do we start? Well, we're going to start with, you don't have to start with a blank piece of paper. You've got an ugly piece of sturdy paper that you don't like. Use that. Use that. Because if you're not going to use the front of it, then cover it. Don't waste it. Don't throw it away. Use it, because we're going to glue all over the top. You'll never see that design again, and you're going to make something beautiful out of it, and you're not wasting. So today, unlike usual, I usually use my my liquid glue, but I thought I was given all this stick glue, and if you know me, a lot of you do. Some of you are just getting to know me. I don't care for stick glue. And this is washable school glue. I'm gonna glue around. I'm gonna sew around these probably anyway, so I'm not too worried if they don't stick down super great. I don't know how old these are because somebody gave them to me, but we're gonna use this stuff today because I want to get it out of my craft room. And yeah, I do. I want to get it out. So we're gonna start. Now you can do this in lots of different ways. You can put random colors together, random papers together, or you can mix and match and make some color schemes, which is a little bit what I'd like to do today. This is a beautiful print. I think this is from, oh gosh, I think this is Shawcraft one, My Old Barn Door on Etsy, I think, but I don't remember for sure. So I'm also going to use my tear ruler, which I pretty much almost always forget that I have, to tear some of these. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be any particular shape, but I end up tearing kind of in squares, rectangles. I just do. I'll tear a couple of those, and we're gonna glue them on. That's it. That's so simple. How do you glue them on? Well, you just do it. You just do it. This is so sticky. Oh, no wonder everybody uses a book page under there. Well, I could get a piece of paper to put under there for sure. All right, so we're just gonna start anywhere. I like to start on the corners and work my way in, but that's just me. Doesn't have to be that way. There are no rules here. No siree. All right, I'm gonna put this underneath. No, I'm not. What am I gonna put underneath here? I'm gonna put something for glue. I don't want this all over my desk. But once this gets saturated with glue, it's gonna be a little harder. We'll use some old map page. I masterboard on these anyway, so we'll use this. I've been making books with these. Ooh, I should probably save this for a book. You know what? I have enough books. Do I? Do I though? do I? And the reason why is because this was from an old atlas, so it reaches out farther than most paper. So I'm not gonna waste that one. I could use that for one of those. But I've got, here's another one. Nope, that one's too big too. All right, you guys, use a piece of paper like this. Here we go. Here's a piece of that paper. I can live with that. I'm trying not to use my good scraps. It's pretty funny. If you think about it, it's pretty funny. Trying not to use my good scraps. Like scraps are good and bad. Well, you know, some of them are more useful than others, and I guess that's what makes them good and bad, right? By the way, this is working out. We're going to use this up today because this is a sticky. All right. And you can use your bone folder to smooth these out if you want to. Smooth those lumps out of the glue. It's probably a good idea if you have junky glue like that. Okay, well, you can go over the edges. We're going to trim it all up, so that's fine. It is fine. And you can have straight edges on these. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to have all torn edges. It's however you want to do it, guys. You're gonna have straight edges when you cut and clean them anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then the one thing you want to do, you don't want to line up your lines, so your lines shouldn't meet. Like, obviously there's going to be a line when you put this over here, but when you're doing it, like, I wouldn't want to put this straight across and then not cover that up, because those two lines meet, so it kind of looks forced. It doesn't look random. It should look random. I mean, you can if you want. You can do it that way if you want to, but for me, I don't like those edges to meet. And if it meets right now, I will fix it before we're done, because I like the way it looks best if it's not doing that. So I'm just kind of putting some different things here. And we've got some yellow, and that's the same paper, but what else we got? What else we got? Ooh, let's put some of this in. This is a little bit thicker paper, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Let's kind of go like this. We can get some of that design in there. It's not too thick, so it'll be okay. You guys doing okay? I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're watching all the different creators that are doing the ABC April 2025. We are about halfway through, aren't we? Oh my goodness. We're getting there. And there are so many amazing creators, you guys. I am just blown away by the creativity. I was watching a video this morning. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I loved it. It was so cool. Oops, I threw my piece there that I'm using. So I'm picking up some cool ideas, which I am always open to. Sometimes as a creator, it's really hard. You know, it's one thing to come in here to our craft room and create, but to create for you all and come up with some new things, sometimes it's really difficult, because you want people to want to watch it, and you want them to enjoy themselves and think, oh my gosh, I could do that, and, you know, come up with new things. But you guys, I'm sorry, everything's been tried. And some of those things work, some of those things don't, but it's like there's no new ideas. Everything's, you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes Louisa Hines will come up with some good ones, but it seems like everything's been tried. You can be inspired by others, though, even if you've seen it before. Sometimes we forget some of these techniques, and definite inspiration is amazing. So get out there and watch some of them, because they're doing some things. It might be the same idea, but they might find a different way to do it. And it's pretty cool. All right. Yeah, I've been watching Louisa since forever, and I just am blown away every time. She's amazing. She is amazing. I doubt she knows who I am, but I definitely know her. Put some more pink in here. I remember one of her videos, I'm like, you should be on Tim's team. And then a few weeks later, they announced, she's on Tim's team. I was like, yes. I pretend like it was because of me, you know, because I tagged Tim. So I pretend it was because of my comment that she got that. Of course I know better, but it's fun. I was like, girl, you are good at what you do. Everything you touch is gold. All right, there we go. So I've got a cute little masterboard. All these colors, I tried to go with the pink theme. I mean, it's spring, why not? We've got Easter and Mom's Day and all the things coming up. So I went kind of with a pink theme. And I'm just going to trim these back on the line back here. And on these cards, because I used the shiny side to glue to, I don't even need to put a piece of paper on the back of this because you'll be able to write pretty easily on the back of this. It's just regular paper. So I will stitch it. I'm going to, since these are going to be journaling cards, I'm going to go around the corners because that way I remember, hey, I want to use these as journaling cards. If I decided, of course, I could still use them for something else, but they're pretty strong. I mean, they're perfect size and everything for journaling cards. These are 3x5, is it? No, 5.5 by 5.5 by 4. These would make perfect card backgrounds too, to be honest. So you could use this as a card background and then put your sentiment and any design work on there and then glue it to your card base. It'd be perfect for that too. You guys, there is no limit to how you use these. You could turn this into a little envelope or a little tuck. You put a little flap over it. It'd be super cute. Great way to use it. So I'm going to show you how to make the actual journaling cards in a minute. Let's do at least one more page of the 4. And then I'll probably do some off camera and bring them back to you and we'll play with them a little bit more. But let's glue this one up. All right. Because we're going to go over all the lines. We're going to, I mean, we're not watching boundaries. That's why I want to do one of these with you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to watch the boundaries. You don't have to keep your paper inside the lines. You go outside all the lines all you want to. I know. We were taught never to go outside the lines. Well, that was not true. You know, we want to follow the directions and follow rules and things. But sometimes as a creator, you go outside the lines because that's what you want to do. You get to do it how you want to do it. And that's the most amazing thing, is thinking outside that box, going outside those lines, and just having fun with it. Just do you. Okay, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to craft. It's glue and paper. Who cares? It's glue and paper. If all else fails, it doesn't turn out, you hate it, it's okay. It was just glue and paper. And you had a good time trying, and you learned something. Even if you don't think you learned something, you did. You learned that you didn't like it, right? That might be the lesson for the day, that you didn't like that technique. You didn't like how it turned out. You did it. You tried it. It wasn't the way what you had hoped for. You learned something. Perfect. Or you take the chance, and it's wonderful, right? My sister-in-law was taught, her mom used to tell her, but what if you fly? You know, and that's so true. What if you fly? What if you take that chance and you can fly? What if? Try it. Just try it. You'll never know if you don't try. We're going to use a big chunk of this one so it doesn't take forever and a day. And let's take a couple chunks. Ooh, it's trying to glue to that paper. Ah, this is probably not the place to be tearing these on the glue paper, right? Because it's just trying to stick down. Okay, let's glue this down. Ah, that's gluing too. Of course it is, because, you know, there's glue on that paper and it wants to stick. It's trying to dry. That's what glue does. See, I'm not used to using glue sticks, so I forget these things sometimes. Gotta be careful with it. It's delicate. It's not delicate. It's just glue. That's what it does. All right, keep going, keep going. I know, if the kindergartners can master stick glue, so can I, right? I almost gave this glue away, and I thought, no, you know what? It's free glue. What am I doing? What am I doing? I can use it. I don't have a single stick of glue in my craft room except for the stuff that was given to me. I just don't use it. Lots of people do, and that's okay. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I feel like it's just going to come up. But on stuff like this, it's not going to be handled a ton. So I think it'll be okay. And I'm going to sew around the edges. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to kind of cross it over the corner there. Oh, I haven't used any of my coffee dye papers yet. Let's do some of that. Now, I like coffee dye papers in these, in part because it leaves a flat, not a flat, like textural, but a blank spot so that there's not design. It gives us a space to do stamping that will be very noticeable. Maybe I should have gone over the line, but that's okay. So we could stamp on this and it'll look like an old envelope or something like that was tucked in there. Put some numbers on it or maybe a design. And it's gorgeous. It's just a little bit of brown in there. Oh, let's use this little piece up because it's just sitting there and it's going to get lost and messy and all the things. Okay. This is probably fun for some of you watching me struggle. I know Michelle's sitting at home probably like, ah. She says, I always make it look easy. And I'm like, no, I don't. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard. There we go. I'm just throw that lid away because I'm going to use this stick up. I know I am. Oops, I'm going to cover that anyway. Okay. Keep going, keep going. I got more to do. Let's do some more. This one, we don't need the ruler. Guys, we don't. Let's put this in the corner. Oop. We do need that though. Doesn't have to be perfect rectangles or any particular shape, guys. It could be like that. Which is fun because it breaks those traditional lines, doesn't it? Let's see. Let's use some more of this. Now, these papers that I'm using right now are hardly going to make a dent in my box. You guys saw my box. It's hardly going to touch it. And that's all right. Because those little inspirations they'll be used when it's time. Ooh, that one's gone. See, I told you I was going to finish that one. Let's try this one. How's this one doing? Ooh, this one's, I don't know if this one's going to work. Nope, that one's junk. That one looks like it should work. Kind of bumpy. Some of that glue's coming out. Okay. Just in the way. Let's use some down here. Big pieces, little pieces, all the pieces. I kind of love that they made these to turn colors. Like when it's wet, it's purple, and dry, it's invisible. I think that's brilliant. Brilliant for the kiddos. When I used to teach preschool, I was like, no, you got to stop. You know, you got it everywhere. But, you know, if you can see where it's at, the kids can stop. They don't have to goop it all everywhere. Oops, I've got lines lined up. Let's off-center that just a bit. I might have to put something there because I think that was, let's put this one there. I should have hit the side better. Let's put this one across the top like that. See how useful that little strip was? It was perfect. It was the perfect size and everything. Let's get some, and the coffee dyed papers are different colors depending on the strength of the coffee that was used or how it dried. Like my coffee dyed papers, when I make batches of it, some of them will turn out really dark and some of them will be really light, and it just depends on how it dried or how long it took to dry, where it was in the stack. So the different papers will turn out different colors. I love that about it. Oop. Well, can I put it this way? Will it cover? It will. Okay, there we go. That's the way to do it then. Let's find something to go right here. This one. I got a cranky dragon in the next room, you guys. They must be communicating. They're like, did she give you bugs yet? No, did she give you bugs? Ugh. No, not yet. She hasn't fed us yet today. What? Outrageous. I imagine sometimes they judge me together in there. Let's put this one there. I have my oldest bearded dragons. I have 6. If you're new here, I love animals. I work for a pet store. I have 6 bearded dragons. They all have to live on their own. They cannot be kept together. Bearded dragons are not friendly to each other. They are territorial animals and have to live individually. So I've got them spread out through my house in different areas to keep them safe from each other. But some of them, like the oldest ones that are in the next room, they're the closest ones to, closest in vicinity to me. There's 3 in the next bedroom, which is my office. They can see each other across the room. So I hear them once in a while communicating with their little thumps and thuds. But I don't remember what I was going to tell you about that. I have 3 in the other room and they cannot see each other. They're younger ones. They're about, oh my gosh, they're about a year to a year and a half now. These 2 are pretty close vicinity, but that's okay there. That's all right. All right, I need something right here, and this strip will be perfect. Well, no, it won't because I've got coffee dye paper there. But it is a different color, so maybe I could, get away with it. What do you think, guys? I could use, let's see if there's something else I could kind of stick in there. I've got some green that I could just kind of, I haven't used it anywhere else in the design, but it doesn't really matter. Normally I like to use it all over, but since these are going to be cut, it won't matter at all. Or I could tear off another piece and kind of stick it around. Just kind of put it there. We could do that. We could add some green in here. It's going to bug me if I don't, so I'm going to. We could put some, let's see, let's put some right here. Put another piece over on this other side. Whoop. There we go. We'll just kind of fix that little area there. There we go. So that's that. All right. So I'm going to do a few more of these pages. I've got a couple more off screen. I'm going to come back and we're going to do the next part. All right, here we go. I've got several pages done. I got 3 full sheets. So that's 4 cards of each. And I used just the same papers, guys. They went a long way and they made 4 of each, and then I've got this one. So what I'd like to do next is do some stamping and some stenciling and all that, and we'll just have some fun with it. This is the easy part. Well, this is the fun part too. The gluing and stuff, it's okay. But this part is fun as well. Oh, I need to put just a little bit of glue there, and I used several sticks of glue, so that was nice. I think I used 3 of them. And so got those out of here. That's on the edge. So that'll be sewn down anyway. So not to worry. not to worry at all when I take you guys off camera and do stuff like this. Like when I'm gluing all these things down, I turn on other videos and just kind of zone out and have fun with it. So let's do some stamping. Why don't we? And we can use whatever colors we want. There is no rule. And I love that. Love that. So I'm going to do, okay, because these are all kind of springy, I'd like to use some different springish colors. I am going to grunge them up a little bit, but not too much. But we just kind of want to add some different, try not to drop your stamps when you're stamping, because that's not really very helpful, is it? You don't need a full print of the stamp. These are going to be random, and they're not going to stamp properly because we already know this, because of all the different levels of the papers. They're not going to stamp properly. So we're going to get lifting, and that's okay, because that's really what we want. This is a fun technique, and it's not intended to be perfect. Put some there. I like to do, when I do a batch of these, I'll use the same on all of them instead of rethinking it each time, unless I have something specific for one of them that I'm trying to do. But no reason to reinvent the wheel. Just use the same format, use the same stamps, use the same colors, just have fun with it. They'll all be similar. And that's okay, because then also if you use some for tags and some for belly bands and some for journaling cards, they're all going to work well together if you use them in the same journal. So that is quite all right. Get some of that off of there. And then let's use, what else can we use? Let's use a number. Let's use this one. And for this one, I think I'm going to use a brown. This is a vintage photo. I don't need this one to stick out all that much as far as the print. I just want it to be in the background, kind of, you know. Go in all different directions. Let's put one more there. This is why I like those blank spots, because you can see more of the stamping that goes through it. You want it to show some, but it shouldn't stand out. It should not be your focal point, because we're going to add focal points to these. Maybe some cutouts, or we'll add embellishments to them when we separate them. Let's put this one here. You could also do this once you've cut them apart. That works too. And be a little bit more mindful about it. Maybe you want this one down in the bottom corner. I don't know. You do you. But you can definitely save your stamping till later if you want to as well, just to get a different look maybe. Okay, so what's next? We like, what else do we like on here? What else would we like? I don't want mushrooms. How about premium? Should we do a premium? Get that one to stick. What color would we do? How about mahogany? We can go crooked. Doesn't have to be straight on. It can be whatever we want. Whatever we want. There are no rules. We'll go kind of crooked with this one just because. Why not? Why not? Then I'm going to want some design. I think we've got enough words on here for sure. All right, we've got that. So let me see about, I've got some stamps down in my drawer that are also some of my favorites. You know I love my script stamp. Let's use that. Love my script stamp. Partially because it's so big, it doesn't always pick up the design perfectly too, which I love. We're going to use a darker scorched timber on this one because it is such a fine stamp that it's hard to see, so I want a darker color. You can barely see it still. See? Can you see it in there? Right in there. Just a little bit. Not intended to be bold and brazen. What's the word? Just to add interest, right? You can get that in some of those blank spots. Love this stamp. This is probably my most used stamp in my craft room. I could guess that probably is true. If you don't have a script stamp that you love, you should add one. Crocodile and script stamp. You know what? I need to do a video of my favorite things, don't I? Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Go to all your favorite creators and find out what the favorite tool is in their craft room. I think I could come up with that. This would probably be definitely top 10. Of course, along with my crocodile. Get a crocodile. They're not all that expensive, and man, can you use them. Use them, use them. Didn't do this one yet. Okay, you can use them for all the things. Now I want a big, so these are like, my words are kind of the same size. They're all kind of the same size, the words, and then the script is tiny. I want something that's going to break some of these lines up. I think that will look really beautiful. So what I want is something, I don't need more script. I think I know what I want. Let's see if I can find it. This one. I love this stamp too. Oop, where did I just drop? Paper. This one is one of my favorites as well. And the reason is because it's big, it's bold, and brazen. No, I'll just use those words again. It's big and it's bold. It breaks up the lines. And it's beautiful. So I love this one. We're going to use the scorched timber again because I do want this one to show a little bit more. And it's not going to be perfect stamp. It's not, because of all the layers. But see how it kind of breaks that up? I'll put a little bit there too. It breaks it up. It just gives it a little bit more pizzazz. And honestly, a little bit more grunge too, because it just stands out like that. Okay. Again, it does not have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection on these stamps. But it's a great way to add them in. You could use, your, oops, I didn't mean to put them that close, but that's okay. Your, oops, my thought. Your pastes, your watercolors, all the things on here too, you could use gesso. I'm not using those today simply because I know a lot of you probably don't have those things. So I just want to show you how to make these beautiful. Maybe not go all the way into the mixed media world. Okay, and you don't even have to go this crazy. I know this is a bit everywhere for some of you, but you know, it's not clean and simple. That's for sure. It's a little bit more involved. Put a little bit there. But that's what I like. Okay. Can you see the difference between the two with the flowers on there? It breaks it up. It makes it much more, it has a lot more interest. But if you like the clean and simple, you can go a little bit more with this one. If you like, if you prefer. You can stop wherever you want to. You don't have to go this far. is what I'm saying. For me, this adds a bit more that I like. And it doesn't hurt that I love the stamp. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this truly is, but I think it's a magnolia flower. You know, artists do their own way of arting. But magnolia flowers are important. And actually, these aren't magnolia leaves, but the flower, it's probably a chrysanthemum. It's not a chrysanthemum. I don't know. I don't want to break it down. I love it. Okay. Okay. that's just what it is. Oh, let's do one more right here. Sorry for the screechy. All right. We don't really have to go too much further for me. I know that you guys may or may not want to go more. But I think I'm done with that. So what I like to do at this point is go ahead and cut them. And then I can do some decorating. So these are already perforated. However, because I glued over the perforations, we're going to use those lines and cut them. Okay, you're going to see ink on the back of it. That's okay, because these are going into a grungy journal. They're going to be grunged up anyway. So I'm okay with the line, with the grunge on the back. If you don't like that, make sure that your board is clean when you're working it, or you can put a clean, fresh piece of cardstock or paper over it, over the back of it. You can do it however you want to clean that up, but I like it. I'm going to leave those downwards because I want to see what we get. I love the magic of this. I love the fun of what are you going to get? Because each one is going to be its own individual little piece of art. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of like opening up a surprise package. You know it's going to be a card, but you don't know what it's going to look like. Just like getting a puppy for Christmas. You know you're going to get a puppy, but you don't know what kind. Yeah, something like that. All right, there we go. We've got our cards cut. Let's see what we've got. And you'll see that they're all going to look like they belong together, but each and every single one is going to be different. Look at that. Love it. Love it. Love it. These are super cute. You could even use these for covers of journals. Like a little journal. You just need a spine on here. And you've got a journal cover. That would be really cute too. So the next thing I would do, well, the next thing I plan to do is go ahead and cut these corners. With my corner rounder. And some of them might not be willing. That one's just too thick for my rounder to cut. So I'll just follow the lines the best that I can with my scissors. Again, you don't have to do this either. Ugh. I'm going to have one corner on each one that's not going to work. Maybe. Now, another thing you could do, if you want to use ephemera and stuff on these, you could put that on before you cut them. You can do that. That's kind of fun sometimes too, is to go ahead and add your butterflies or your whatever onto them and then cut them and see what you get. There's nothing wrong with that. Because my ephemera is a little bit smaller, it would be probably a little bit weird to do that on this one because it would cut them into unrecognizable designs in a way. So I prefer to decorate after the fact. All right, I'm having a hard time. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I've got my stack of cards. I'm going to go ahead and sew around these later on, but I want to go ahead and decorate them first, so that way if things are close to the edge, they'll get sewn on too, and it won't look like an afterthought. So let's have some fun with it. Let's move I'm going to move some of these things out of the way a little bit. But we could do, this is vellum. I think that's vellum. We could put something like that there. And make some beautiful little cards. Excuse me, to put in our journals and such. Oops, that was the wrong thing, wasn't it? Where'd it go? There it is. I don't know which way this, I think it's this way. Just a little vellum piece here. That one kind of blends in kind of neatly, right? And we could add, let's see, I've got some different things, all kinds of different things here. Now you could put like a piece of paper across the top like this that would make it stand out that, hey, this is the design. It'll look like it's supposed to be there. And then you could put like a sentiment over the top of it, or a recipe, or, you know what I mean? Why is that curling up? Because it's wet. Did I not get any under there? There we go. I think I'm going to put that there. Now for this one, I'm going to put this across the top. I'm not going to put a word on it just yet because I don't know what journal it's going to go into. Oops, so I'm going to leave that up to a later decision. I'd like to put this little dude on there. I think this would be cute to put there. So we'll ink that one up a little bit. It says, oh, I covered the premium, but just kind of ink that up and put that on there. Maybe it's an award-winning recipe. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it goes into, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're number one. I don't know. That's definitely for something to figure out later on. Let's get that gunk out of there if we can. Ugh, still doesn't want to. Let's see if I can get that on there. I think that'll be hopefully okay. I don't think I got enough glue. Come on, glue. Don't make me use that glue stick again. I did not enjoy it. Hopefully that came out, did it? Of course not. Oh, man. Struggling today. Struggling. I've got some adulting to do this afternoon. I don't want to do. I would like to just, you know, hang out at my house and not have to put my bra on. That's how I like my days off. Just stay at home. No need to get fancy, like, you know, put a bra on. I know that's not fancy. That's just life, right? Good grief. Come on now. I can see it. I just can't get it out of there. All right. So if that happens, guys, just get into your glue bottle. And let's see if we can stick that needle down in there. Let's get that clump out. See that big old long clump? That's what was stopping it up. Yep, that's what it was. That big old lump of glue. Big old lump. That should work perfectly now. Yep, I had no issues now. Okay. Stop it. Okay, I'm going to put something there later, and this just kind of blends in. It doesn't even look like it's there. So I think that's going to be a cute little card. And then after I sew it, I'm going to scrape it up and ink it. So we'll put that aside for now. What goes on the next one? We could put, ooh, that's cute. Could put something like that on there. That's for something else, I think. We could put something like this there. That would be cute. I think we're going to go with that. But I do see these little holes, or the little white spots right there for holes. I'm going to fix that and use my hole punch. And I actually have a heart. I wonder if I could put a heart hole punch there. Look at that. Oh, how cute is that? There we go. Can you see the little hearts? Little tickets. That's cute. And then I'm going to ink this, because once it's on there, I won't be able to. And then, oh, these are perforated, even better. I didn't realize they were perforated. I thought that was just the design, but that's great. Put that this way. And then I'm going to take this one and put this here. Put a little ink and knock that white down a little bit. Put this one here. We'll kind of put it off the side, so, well, we'll cover one of the hearts, not two of them. Oop, and just keep spinning it around. That's cute. Okay, and then we can put something else on here later. I'm still leaving these fairly bare so that when they go into the journal, we still have some room to make them coordinate the way we want them to. Okay, I'm adding color, I'm adding some interest, but I'm not going so far as to limit myself to what journal they go into. That can come later. I do love these. I think I want to use both of them. And what can we put? Look at that. To keep in my heart forever. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. Isn't that perfect? I'm going to do the corners on this one too. Now I think I'd like to go behind there with this and then kind of put that on top of it this way. It kind of draws your eye right back to it. But if I do that, I don't need the whole thing. So let's kind of put this here and then, okay. And the reason being is because then I can use that piece on the other side of the card. Kind of like that. Boy, this vellum really wants to curl. So we're covering a lot of it, but that is okay. We needed a beautiful base, didn't we? And we've got one. So we can just put some glue back under here, press that down. We could put this over here, but you know what? I really don't need to. I can use it for another card. So we've got another something beautiful. Love it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. What's going to happen with this one? I don't know yet. Let's see. Let's see what I've got in my stack over here of little goodies. I've got some pretties. I've got this. This would be really beautiful on here. Could do some layering maybe. We could use, ooh, first place. What if we put something like this on here? We could use this as a tab to stick up. Maybe this is the art piece. I don't know. Put this under here. Something like that. Some kind of wonderful. I do like this sticking up though. Maybe, nope, I liked it better there. What's this one? You're one of a kind. That's pretty too. I could use that on a different one. What else have I got? One of a kind. There's that one. That's nice too. I mean, I've got so many little thingies here. Ooh, how about this one? Where'd that little one of a kind thing go? Got this one. That's two. What's this one? No, I love this though. And then I could put this one underneath it. Like that. And then something could be stamped there. So let's glue this one on. I hear you guys telling me, no, not there, not there. I hear it. I hear you telling me where these things need to go. I love that. Okay. When did Polaroid or the Polaroid pictures come out? Are those vintage now? I'm curious. The vellum's popping up. Let's ink this one too. They were new. They've got to be. They were new during my time, I think, my life. And I know I'm vintage. Right? I'm not antique yet. Is antique over 100 years old? If that's the case, I don't know if I want to be antique, guys. I don't know if I want to live to 100. Do you? Who wants to live to 100? I mean, I don't want the alternative, but 100 is a really long time. And I'd be just a little over halfway there. That's a long time. Let's do that there. There we go. Now I left this one sticking up because I think it would be fun to put like a little jump ring on there, an eyelet, a jump ring, maybe a little tassel on there would be cute, a little charm, something. So that's why I left that one sticking up. I think that's a good way to do it. And let's do the same thing with this one. We'll do the your one of a kind one, which would be cute with that one, but I didn't like the color as well. So maybe I have another one of those photos. I'll have to look and see in my pile, or maybe a different photo. We'll use the same template, sort of. I can hear the birds outside. It's so nice. Of course, we can hear my birds, but I can hear the ones outside too. I love it, love it, love it, love it. You are everything. See, we've got swans, we've got flowers, we've got, there's all this stuff. Ugh. All the little things. Here's another little, it's kind of cute, but not very easy to see. I don't know. If I don't see anything to put on here just yet, I probably won't. I kind of would like a photo though. The vellum ones aren't very visible. I wonder if I put something like this behind it. That could work. A better piece, a flatter piece. I could totally frame it like that and leave a little piece of paper underneath it. I could do that. Let's do that. This is going to be a long video, isn't it? I don't think we're going to do all these together today, guys. I think that it's going to get too long. I think so. So I think this is probably the last one I should do on camera. Hold that down. Let's ink it. But I tell you what I will do. I'm going to go off camera and sew the ones we've decorated and come back and show you. How's that? So that you can see the full, how they turn out. Because we're just doing the journaling cards today. You can do so many things with Masterboards, guys. You really, really can. I hope I've given you some ideas and, you know, shown you enough today to inspire you to, you know, do some of your own and just have fun with it. There's just, I mean, this is not all the options. You can do whatever you want. They just make a lot of beautiful bases to create with. So, you know, as you can see, it didn't take very long. I'm going to go ahead off camera real quick, sew these up, and I'll be right back. All right, my friends, so here we are. We did some mask making today with Masterboards. That's what we did. Look at that. It turned out cute. I did go ahead and sew around, and then I inked the outside edges. I didn't scuff them up because, again, I don't know which journal it's going into. Maybe I want it, maybe I don't want it to be too scuffed up. So I just left it, and I did ink the back sides too. But again, if it needs to be clean, I'll put some paper or something over the back. For now, I'm not going to. Isn't that beautiful? We used papers, guys, that I had no use for. They were junk in the scrap box, right? The parts that might have been thrown away otherwise. We've got some beautiful usable cards here. Put sentiments on them, do whatever you want to, but it looks like they're supposed to be like that. Something beautiful out of something that was just tossed in a box. We got some great, great cards to use in our journals. So I hope this inspires you. I hope that you will find, you know, things in your scrap box that you can use. Go create. Have some fun. Love y'all. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel because you know what? I love having new crafty friends, and I hope that you will continue to be here. I hope to see you in the next video. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.